Hello. In the last lecture, we were discussing the resonant curve and Q factor. And we have discussed that the quality factor is defined as the ratio of resonant frequency to the bandwidth. Now, there is one more definition of the Q factor. Q factor is also defined as the ratio of potential drop across the inductor or the capacitor to the potential drop across the resistance. That is, Q is equal to VL upon VR, and this can be written as I into XL upon I into X upon R, that is equal to XL upon R. XL at resonant, it is omega RL, that is a resonant frequency, upon R. And you know very well that the omega R is equal to 1 upon under root L into C. Now put this value of omega R. So it becomes L upon R into 1 upon under root L C. So which is equal to 1 upon R under root L upon C. Similarly, we can prove it for the capacitor. This can be written as I into XC upon I into R, which is equal to XC upon R. You know very well that is a capacitive reactance is equal to 1 by C omega R, and the resonant frequency is 1 upon under root LC. 1 upon under root L C into 1 upon R. So it is again equal to 1 upon R under root L upon C. So Q is equal to either VL upon VR, omega RL upon R, 1 upon R under root L by C, VC upon R, XC upon R, as per the requirement. Now, this question is very interesting for you to know. You know very well, as we move to the airport, we need to walk through the doorway of a metal detector for the security reasons. If we are carrying anything made up of the metal detector emits a sound. On what principle does this detector work? This detector works on the principle of resonance in AC circuits. As you walk through a metal detector, you are in fact walking through a coil of many turns. The coil is connected to a capacitor tuned so that the circuit is in resonance. When you walk through with metal in your pocket, the impedance of the circuit changes, resulting in significant change in current in the circuit. This change in current is detected and the electronic circuitry causes a sound to be emitted as an alarm. Now the next topic, that is a LC oscillations. Now say we are connecting an inductor with a capacitor. Till now we have discussed the RC circuit, resistance and the capacitor, resistance and the inductor, LCR circuit, but we have not discussed the circuit having the inductor and the capacitor. Now say this is a circuit in which we have a capacitor and the inductor only. Let Q is a charge on the capacitor and di by dt is the rate of change of current. Let E is the potential across the capacitor and E is the induced EMF. You know very well when we apply the Kirchhoff's second law in this loop, then E minus E equals to 0. When we put the values, you know induced EMF is minus L into di by dt. Minus minus becomes plus, so it is equal to this. And when we are talking of the capacitor, you know C is equal to Q upon V. So V is equal to Q upon C. Moreover, we know the relation I equals to dq by dt. Now put the values, it is Q upon C plus L into d by dt into dq by dt. In place of I, we put dq by dt. So this will be the equation. Now we are rearranging this equation. We are writing it as d square q upon dt square plus q upon LC, and it is equal to 0. Now we put 1 upon L into C equals to omega. So this will be the form of the equation. When we compare it with a simple harmonic equation where we write d acceleration equals to minus omega square y, or we can say d square y upon dt square plus omega square y equals to 0. This form and this form is same. Here y is the displacement, here it is a charge. So this is the equation of the simple harmonic motion. Now, what is the frequency? The frequency is omega equals to 1 upon this. That is, omega is 1 upon under root LC is the frequency. Now, let us do the qualitative treatment of this. Now, it is an inductor capacitor circuit. At any time, since this circuit is connected with a capacitor and inductor, now see or visualize how the oscillation takes place in the circuit. Let Q is the initial charge in the capacitor, it is fully charged, and the electrical energy stored in the capacitor at this point is equal to 1 by 2 Q square upon C. The energy stored in the capacitor is fully electrical energy, and the energy stored in the inductor is magnetic energy. When the capacitor is charged, no current is flowing in the circuit, so the whole of the energy is stored in a capacitor, and the electrical energy is maximum and the magnetic energy is 0. Now, as the capacitor starts to discharge, the current begins to flow through the inductor. As the current increases, it sets up a magnetic field in the inductor, and thereby some energy is stored in the inductor in the form of magnetic energy. And the energy of the inductor is given as 1 by 2 Li square. At this stage, some of the energy is magnetic and some of the energy is electric. As the current reaches to its maximum value, the energy stored in the inductor and there is no energy in the capacitor. So whole of the energy is a magnetic energy. You can easily check that the maximum electrical energy equals to the maximum magnetic energy. Here whole of the energy is a magnetic energy. It is 1 by 2 Li square, and here the whole of the energy is electrical energy. And at any point this magnetic energy is equal to the electrical energy. The capacitor now has no charge and hence the energy. The current now starts charging the capacitor. This process continues till the capacitor is fully charged. Now, it is charged with the polarity opposite to the initial state. Now here, the lower plate has a positive charge and initially the upper plate has a positive charge. The whole process just described will now repeat itself till the system reverts to its original state. Again, the capacitor discharges and the electrical energy is converted into the magnetic energy. Now here, the whole of the electrical energy is converted into the magnetic energy and there is no charge in the capacitor. Again, the capacitor starts charging. Now again, the polarity of the plate is reversed and it is same as in the initial condition. The process continues at a definite frequency. In actual the LC circuit, some resistance is always present. So these are the oscillations produced and these are the undamped oscillations. As there is always some resistance, so the oscillations damps. Thank you and have a